would be the three takeaways from this conference for Polish and Israeli governments, for Poland and Israel to go back, to return to where the relationship once stood. First of all, I would love to see diplomats from Poland and Israel talk together again. This basic communication is a must. Number two, talk to one another directly, not necessarily through the media, including social media. That sometimes can bring too much attention from the outside in the middle of a process that is exactly that, a process and not a final product. And number three, listen to those who offer help. The civil society, non-governmental institutions. There's a lot of goodwill, there's a lot of positive messages coming from those milieus. So Poland and Israel talk to one another, have faith in one another, and have faith in your societies.
Polish-Israeli relationships are not ambivalent to both the societies of Poland and Israel. We try to draw lesson from a common, sometimes very dramatic experience. As well, we are going to contribute, or we are willing to contribute to our common future. And I think the part of the common future contribution is the education of young people about shared history and contemporary projects, as well as promoting Israeli society's interests at the EU level. Poland, as the member state of the European Union, has its voting powers, and I think that it can use it as an important for Israel tool to promote such interests which are of our common concern and common interest.
In times when governments have crises with each other, or there's a problem or tensions, or even when there's something missing between governments, social and civil society comes into play. And especially the young generation plays a huge role in this. And I'm grateful that this Polis conference brings together young people, activists and experts from Germany, Poland and Israel to come and talk about their work, what they do, and also about the relations of their states, and also about economic challenges and possibilities. So I'm very grateful to be here, and I'm wishing everyone a good conference.
Hello, my name is Henrik Jensen. I'm from the Youth Union out of Germany. It's a youth organization of the Christian Democratic Union, and we are pretty grateful to be here with a small delegation at this meaningful conference. I think personally that conferences like this, where also the youth get a voice and we can raise our voice and our topics, it's pretty important to shape the relations of the world, and especially such important relations like these ones from Germany to Poland and Poland to Israel, because we share a bad history together, and I hope conferences like this will help to develop a broad future.
grateful for the initiative of the Amichita Foundation and being here at the Polis event. Firstly, from a perspective seeing that still COVID is accelerating relationship, international business, specifically in companies looking to do research and development activities in Poland, having headquarters in Germany or in Israel, and still like believing in mutual work beneath political instability and economic uncertainty that are coming up. From an M&A perspective, I strongly believe that we looking forward to invest into companies looking into B2B SaaS models with diversification in terms of having smaller but more clients, as well as really global players that think to be present international markets from day one.
I was very glad to participate in this conference. I think it's very useful. I think Polish economy is a great economy. It's important to introduce it and to talk about it. And there are many success stories also in Poland, especially with innovation. Poland offers a very good environment and very good ecosystem for innovative companies, both in availability of funds and very good HR, which comes at a very competitive price still. And generally, I think that Poland is doing a great job, and conferences like this do contribute to the exposure to the international market. We were dealing with Israel and Germany, but I think they're already here. So this should be expanded also to other areas. Thank you very much.
Great time in Polis 21 panel right now. We had a great discussion about the opportunities and threats actually in the Polish market and how it reflects both in Israel and in Germany, how they all interconnect. We talked a lot about the tech industry, fintech in particular, what are the opportunities, how the amount of money that has been poured in the market, what type of challenges does it create, and really what can a startup do in order taking into consideration all the variables that have been changed due to the COVID pandemic. A lot of fintechs, a lot of startups need to make the modification and adjust to the new relevant market. If it's in bundling several solutions together, if it's understanding the end customer in a different way and providing them value proposition relevant to a post-pandemic, if it's a remote relationship, or even if it's understanding that the financial institutions have also made a transition and now the type of solutions that they're looking for are a bit different. The level of connectivity, the globalization that is now available through remote engagement, all these combined are making a huge impact in the market and huge opportunity both for startups and businesses alike.
I'm pleased to have been invited to Polis 21 Congress. It was a pleasure to be a panelist and speak with Polish youth and German youth and Israeli youth about innovation and entrepreneurship. I think they could learn a lot, and I'm looking forward to another edition of the Congress, and I thank Amichita Foundation for what they are doing, for their mission and the vision that they give to people, and I think they really give quality hope for the future.